So yesterday finally the new update for Held It Loose came out, update 14. And it introduced the British and also 2 different new maps to the game, including some other changes. And I was so excited to try it out, and I had a chance to play a few rounds on the new maps and also with the British. So I thought I'd record an unscripted video to just, talk about my first impressions. So yesterday I was on my way home from work to download the update, and I thought I'd check Reddit to see what the first impressions of the other people were. But man, the players online are super angry. It was one big shitstorm on Reddit, and I wasn't sure what to expect. But it's actually not as bad as all the people make it out to be online, in my opinion at least. I don't want to join this hysterical rage because I didn't play it enough yet to, and also I don't think anyone did at this point, have a really strong opinion about it. But there's definitely some issues, but I don't think they can be overcome with some patches at least. They're pretty simple to fix as far as I can see. So the first thing I noticed is that the voice acting in this new update is top notch for the British.
Holy shit, it's the desert!
Alright, gents.
Alright, you fucking British cunts!
Wankers.
Hello, wankers.
Oi, get in the fucking truck!
If button clothes, mate. Would you like some water?
Would you like some fucking water on my fucking water spots? You got 2 spots.
You got a bottle over there.
It actually made for some hilarious gameplay, and it was kind of to be expected. Even online on Reddit, everyone is pretending to be British. Fucking British, mate! Anyway, so one of the other first things I also noticed was the new diving mechanic. And I must admit, I do really like the diving mechanic. It makes everything work a little bit better, Because in some way, Held It Loose has always been kind of a janky game. But now you can just run through a field. If people shoot at you, you just can dive down or dive into a trench or a ditch, dive away for grenades. It's such a little change, but it really adds something to the gameplay for me personally. And together with the new movement speed, because that's been increased for 15% actually, and many people are kind of angry about it, but it makes the game play a little bit nicer actually, I think. Because I can remember back in the day when update 8 or something came out when the trucks were added. Before that time the movement speed was already fast and they actually slowed it down at a certain point. I'm actually pretty happy it's back up. It feels, more battlefieldy, but at least, it's not as fast at all. So I don't know why everyone is so angry about it. I think people just need to get used to it, to be honest. And also, together with the diving mechanic, it makes like a really nicer way of actually going around the map. And if they do fix the vaulting system at some point, and together with these new movement systems, this might actually be pretty nice in the future, so it gives me hope. And as you might know, this update was made by Black Matter, actually the old developers, and the new developers will take over from the next update. So I'm kind of curious what direction this will go in the end. But I'm actually pretty hopeful still for Held It Loose, despite all the rage on the internet. There's also this new ping system added, so you can actually communicate without using voice comms. So, for example, you can show people where you dropped ammo, you can also request certain things, but it's implemented in kind of a strange way, because you can use that radial menu, and then it will just add something to the chat in some cases. But in my case, I usually have chat turned off, because I just want to record gameplay that looks a bit immersive, instead of all the whining and bitching at the commander in the top left. So for YouTube, I just turn it off, generally speaking. But I don't know, it's just kind of a strange way of implementing it, and I use voice comms all the time anyway, so maybe it's useful in some situations. The British faction itself, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? It's nice there's all the new weapons and vehicles. I do like them somewhat, but the British have one big problem, and it's just the aiming of the guns is not balanced if you compare to the other armies in the game. The front part and the back part of the weapons are actually not really well aligned, and if you move, your vision gets obstructed, your crosshair, so you can actually shoot. But the other armies don't have that problem, so they can actually outgun you. I don't think that's intentional, and it will probably be patched out pretty quickly. But man, that makes it a bit underwhelming. And that combined with the fact that the British have a lot of semi-auto rifles, it's kind of not very well balanced at the moment, I think. A lot of other players actually complain about the weapon choices because they were not the main weapons of the British during World War II. And I can understand this from a historical accuracy point of view. I don't know enough about the British weaponry to actually be able to say something about it. I'm more familiar with the German and the US weapons. But yeah, they should do that. I feel like they put them behind level walls, like the more popular weapons, so that people will grind. But the grind in How to Lose is real, and that's not a good way of going about it, I think, at least. And there's also another strange thing about the British, and that's there's only one uniform. And that's kind of weird, because the other armies do have many uniforms. I'm not sure if they're planning to add them with DLC or something, or with a later update, but there should be at least a couple to choose from. But I do like that the British are added. They look very different, they have very different weaponry. It just adds some additional content to the game, and I'm always happy with that. And especially in the new maps, it just makes How to Lose feel a bit new again, you know? So about the maps, I played both of them a couple of times. El Alamein, I have to get used to that one. It looks gorgeous, and it looks very different as well from all the other maps in the game, so I'm very happy with that. But it's so extremely open, and I don't usually complain about that too much when I'm playing Foy or Kursk. I'm not sure about El Alamein, maybe I just need to get used to it, but I was absolutely getting shredded to pieces from machine gunners in the distance, and tanks and snipers, and it was hard getting kills, but I just gotta get used to it a bit, I think. And well, that could be a good thing as well, because yeah, we want to change up the gameplay a little bit with new updates, of course. But yeah, maybe after the devs patch it up a bit, also with British weapons, it will also be easier to play. But man, it looks definitely very good. Then there's Driel, and that's a map in my own country. I only live like an hour from there, approximately. And man, I do really love this map, and not just because it's in Holland, it's because it reminds me of Rising Storm 2 Vietnam a bit. There's so much foliage, there's so many places to hide. And also I've expected the map to be like Remagen, with one bridge and just getting arty to oblivion, but that's not the case actually. You can cross the river in many places, and it's a more dynamic feeling map. And together with the appearance of it, all the different flower fields, and often more close range encounters, it does really feel like a map that I could enjoy a lot. So now for the negatives. I don't know why, but that voice communication bug is appearing all the time, like multiple times in a match, and that's extremely fucking annoying, isn't it? Do you guys also have that? Because I had it, occasionally, sometimes, but now it's like a lot. It's actually all the time. Also, I think it's strange they didn't include tropical outfits. Well, one of the maps is a desert map. We already have snow camo. I don't understand why they don't use tropical outfits. Is that really that much work to include in the game? Maybe I don't understand, but it's a mischance, I think. And the biggest downside of this update for me, it's not like the movement speed or all that stuff. It's just the British aiming. I think it's a basic thing that the new army should be balanced with the other ones. So hopefully they fix that soon. And I gotta play more of the update to have a very strong opinion about it, but these were basically my first impressions while playing it. So what do you guys think? Are you also on the complete shitstorm train, just absolutely blasting this update? Or are you actually happy with all the new content? I'm more leaning towards being happy about it, but who knows what I will find out later. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, have a nice weekend, and see you in Hell Let Loose.